Coco Gauff survives a scare, ladies and gentlemen. She advances to the third round, but not without a fight. It took a third set tiebreak, but she would prevail. We're going to talk a lot of tennis here, guys. As always, this video is brought to you via the Doctrine of Fair Use, the Fair Dealing, and the Digital Millennium Act. World's ranked 52nd, Moyoka Uchima Kunishiwa. Guys, she took the third-ranked player in the world, what some regard as the best player in the world, the most popular player in the world, the highest earning female athlete in the world on Women's International Day. That's right, guys. She put up a thriller. That's right, guys. 3 sets. It went to a tiebreak, and she was actually down 4-love at one point in the third set. Coco had the opportunity to go up 5-1. Coco had 5 match points, but Uchima would stretch this out to a third set tiebreak where she had the chance to possibly steal this match. She played amazing, ladies and gentlemen, but we're going to take a look at some of the good things that Uchima did. Listen, she had 5 double faults, but she would win 33% of Coco's first serves. This is not a mistake, guys. 75% of Coco's second serve points won. Unreal. She really played solid tennis when it came down to it. Now, Coco, on the other hand, 21 double faults. 21 double faults, ladies and gentlemen. She gave Uchima 5 free service games. I mean, you take away the 5 free service games, and I mean, what are we looking at? Maybe 6-2, 6-0 match, straight set match, right? 6-2, 6-love, a bagel. Coco really struggled on the faults. Now, I'm not going to put a lot of emphasis on it. It's not the technique. I think it was the weather, the wind. Very, very windy on center court, playing into the sun. I think it's the elements. And what people have to understand, when you're playing here in Indian Wells, it's not just about beating your opponent. You have to beat the elements. You have to defeat the elements. You have to play against the wind, the suns, in some aspects, just the horrible conditions from day and night, the way the ball carries through the air, the humidity. It's tough, guys. I mean, you could literally wear shorts and a tank top during the day, but at night you're wearing a winter jacket and a hat. So imagine having to play in these conditions. The day and night conditions, they're unlike each other. And if you're going to win the Indian Wells, you have to be mentally tough. I felt Coco did what she had to do to prevail. And I'm excited to see her take on Sakkari. She can get that rematch of last year where she should have won. Again, that's going to be a very interesting match. Coco advances. Sakkari does own the head-to-head 5-3. Coco would say in the post-match interview, look, on Women's Internationals Day, she's just like everyone else. She's a regular person, so humble, so sweet, so classy. What about long hair? Don't care. Leylah Fernandez. Guys, as you see this match against Jacqueline Christian, the world's ranked 79th, taking on the world's ranked 27th. Leylah Fernandez took the first set, 7-5. She had the opportunity up in the second set tiebreak to put this match to bed. It seemed like Jacqueline was so exhausted and tired. Jacqueline will win 75% of her first serves, 54% of Leylah's second serves. Listen, a lot of break points in this match, ladies and gentlemen. Jacqueline had 14 opportunities on Leylah. Leylah had 11 opportunities on Jacqueline. But watching this match, we knew, as I said, Jacqueline's going to have a lot more power than Leylah. She's going to be able to dictate these rallies. She did that a lot. But it seemed like Jacqueline was just so exhausted and tired. It seemed like she didn't have anything left in the tank, ending that second set tiebreak. Going into the third set, you kind of thought Leylah had just the energy and stamina alone to get her through it. But Jacqueline really stuck through it, guys. And I'm telling you, man, Jacqueline, is she injured? Is her stamina just bad? It seems like she doesn't move well sometimes in the rallies. Seems like she's very tired. But we all know I've been supporting her for so long. She defeats long head, don't care in 3 sets. She beats Leylah Fernandez. Now, this crowd, this was a freaking battle. Because you had this crowd cheering for Leylah loud. You had them chanting, "Go Jacqueline, go Jacqueline." This was a war between Canada and Romania. And look, the only winner here is the fans, because these two ladies left it all on the court. Thank you for giving us a very, very good tennis match. That match was an instant classics. What about AP Alycia Parks in the building, a.k.a. Alycia Rockets, taking on Shnaider, the world's ranked 13th. Now, AP just defeated Diana not too long ago, right? Now, looking at this match, you clearly saw the power advantage Alycia Parks had over Diana Shnaider. Now, let's go back to last year in Canada when Diana faced Coco. She said, "Oh my goodness, Coco's so strong. I just felt the power on her racket. I'm like, oh my God, every time I had to return, I'm like, she's so strong." I'm pretty sure that's what Diana was saying about Alycia Parks. If you watch this match, I felt Alycia, she would lose this match in straight sets. I do feel she played how she needed to play. She lost 6-1, 6-1, but a lot of times the score is not really an indicator of how close the match was, right? Alycia Parks overall, listen, guys, she had 4 opportunities to break Diana. She couldn't convert on any of them, but I felt she played how she needed to play. Now, Diana, I said, I think she's going to get her best ranking, her best peak when she slims down a bit. She's done that. I mean, the Diana 3 years ago, she was carrying around at least another 20, 30 pounds. She's in shape. And I said, I think she's going to start dominating the tour when she loses weight. And that's my fair criticism. That's my personal opinion. What happened, guys? She lost weight. Now she's dominating because she moves well. She has power. She's got great top spin. She can construct a point. She's a clay player, so naturally she has that patience. And I felt Alycia Parks, the game plan in this match, she did what she needed to do. Play Diana aggressively. Don't give her the time to construct a point. We don't want these long rallies. And I think aside from the elements, that type of play against Diana, she's going to beat Diana the majority of the time. Parks was very aggressive with the forehand. She was very aggressive with the backhand. Just powerful, explosive shots every time she had the opportunity to go for it. She went for it. I have no issue with that strategy. I think she played how she needed to play, factor in the elements, and Diana she just thread the needle on a lot of these shots, and she just returned beautifully under pressure. It's just a good win for Diana. Now, overall, Diana in this matchup here won 79% of her first serves. That was really the key. Alycia did win 61% of Diana's second serves. She struggled on her first serves. Now, AP at her best is going to win about 80% of her first serves. She's going to put up a double-digit aces. Only 2 aces in this match. The win had a huge factor in that. 4 double faults. 45% of her first serves in play. She lost 47% of her first serves. 76% of her second serves she lost. 7 opportunities for Diana to break her. She converted on 2, and that's really the match there. She converted on 5, and that's really the match there. Diana would end the match winning the last 7 shots, but again, I don't knock Alycia for the game plan here. I think she played how you have to play Diana. Diana doesn't like to be under pressure. She doesn't like the fast ball strikers. Alycia did what she needed to do. A lot of power on that forehand side, a lot of power on the backhand side. The weather, guys, I'm telling you, night and day here. It's these night conditions. They're not really good for heavy ball strikers. They really aren't. I mean, the ball gets caught in the wind. It's a nightmare. Alycia Parks is defeated. Let's take a look at the upcoming matches, guys. Now, Aryna Sabalenka hits hard. She had a tough matchup yesterday against Kessler. That first set went to a tiebreak. And like I said, we're going to take the over in that match because I do feel that Kessler, she's underrated, guys. She's a good shot maker. She has some power, but she's going to struggle against the stronger ball strikers on tour. She's still kind of finding her way on the main tour, and I feel, by next year, she's going to be a regular when we're talking about these round of 16s, these quarterfinal appearances, especially when we're talking about 250s. I think she's going to get several more titles. Sabalenka taking on Bronzetti. Bronzetti looked really good yesterday against Magdalena Frach, who's just been struggling. I mean, Magdalena's lost now, probably 3 of her last 10. She's lost 7 of her last 10 matches. Doesn't look good. Bronzetti always struggles against Sabalenka. I like Sabalenka to get past Bronzetti. And again, now we're talking about that number 1 spot, right? Is she going to, because last year Iga won the Indian Wells. If Iga's eliminated before Sabalenka is going to pick up more points and build that cushion on that lead. Polina Kudermetova, look, taking on Cartel. I'm going to go with Kudermetova. She's playing good. She's playing solid. I don't think Cartel's going to have anything to really frustrate Kudermetova because she's going to hit you with the drop shot. Cartel wants to camp out behind that baseline. She can play inside, but I think Kudermetova, she's going to have too much variety in this matchup for Cartel. I like Polina to win this match. Dasha and Ludmila, going to be a good match here. Now, if Dasha can defend the drop shot, I think she'll do fine here. I'm going to go with, this is a tough one to be honest with you guys, because a contrast of two different styles. I do feel that Ludmila, she does have the power to compete on the baseline with Dasha. Overall, I think Dasha has the footwork to kind of get the ball in different spots where it's going to put a lot of pressure on Ludmila. I do think Ludmila, like I say, if you take her into 3 long, deep sets, she's going to start to slow down. Her body's going to start to fatigue. That's not going to be the case with Dasha. Dasha can play 3 long sets, as we saw last night against Sofia Kenin. Yes, another 3-set match, another nearly 3-hour match with Sofia Kenin. That's going to happen. Now, overall, the head-to-head, these two ladies, believe it or not, they've never played on the main tour. And looking at Ludmila, I mean, the win against Kat McNally, who's got a lot of variety. The first set went to a tie break. Kat was actually up in the second set. She had a chance to win that set and blew it. The win over Kenin, very long, grueling match, really came down to 1 break each set. I think that kind of gets Dasha where she needs to be, and I'm going to take Dasha to defeat Ludmila. Jacqueline and Jasmine Polini, I don't see how Jacqueline can come back after that long, grueling match against Leylah and beat Polini, who's just going to be athletically on another level. 2 of my fastest players on tour, back-to-back. Workout video for Christiane. I like Jasmine to defeat Jacqueline. Coco and Sakkari. It's going to be a match here now. Sakkari owns a head-to-head 5-3. Here's the thing. Despite Sakkari struggling, this is a matchup here that she could pull off. And I'm just being transparent with you guys. Maria Sakkari, she knows, just like everyone knows, you play Coco, you're going to get a sold-out match on center court, millions watching, millions of people on social media tuning in to comment. Regardless of how bad Sakkari has struggled, and she has struggled, she's lost 6 of her last 10 matches. The only win she has come against Tomova, Gabriela, Elena, Tomova twice, and Linda Noskova. She's lost to Pegula, Osorio, Yastremska, Iga, Raducanu, Samnez. The loss to Samnez was just like, what's going on here? Because Samnez is a good ball striker, but she doesn't have the power to be in there dictating against Sakkari. Coco, look, she's only 1-3 in her last 4 matches. Losses to Kessler, Kostyuk, and Badosa. Sakkari owns a head-to-head. Last time they played was here at the Indian Wells. Last year, I covered the match, guys. Sakkari won the first set. Coco won the second set tiebreak. Several rain delays. The match was postponed several times. Coco was up early in the third set. She ended up losing the third set 6-2. Listen, guys, this is a matchup here where Sakkari's going to get up for it. Regardless of how she struggled, she's going to try to beat Coco with the forehand. We know that. But I'm going to take Coco to win this match. Why? Because I think Coco's ability to beat Sakkari in no man's land. I say it all the time. Sakkari, having her experience on tour, I'm very disappointed at her ability to slice. I think she slices horribly. I'm disappointed at her ability to go to the drop shot, to redirect. Sakkari's serve, and yeah, we're not going to talk about the 21 double faults because I don't think that's going to be an issue against Sakkari. But Sakkari's serve, she claims it's her best shot. She's never been a threat on her serve. She just hasn't. I feel she wins a lot of her points by opponents either just being too risky and aggressive and making unforced errors, or she just simply, she angles her forehand to the point where on the deuce side, it's just very tough to return. And can she do that against Coco? She can. But I don't think Coco's going to allow Sakkari to construct and build the point. I think Coco's going to play a lot more aggressive, put the pressure on Sakkari like she did in D.C., where Sakkari had no answer. Sakkari could not even get Coco on the deuce side to attack that forehand. She could not. I was there. Coco was so aggressive against Sakkari. It was insane. And I think Coco has to play that strategy. Last year, the weather was just horrible. you had to take what you could. I mean, the wind's just reducing the pace. I don't think that's going to be an issue this year. I think Coco wins this match outright. She's going to be aggressive from the start. I think that matchup against Uchima was just her just filling out, just getting into the motions, having not played along. I think she took it easy on Uchima in the first set. And when you take it easy on a player, next thing you know, you get broken, you're hitting double faults. They start to get confidence. Their level increases. Next thing you know, now you're on the back foot trying to get back into the rallies and the points. Coco come out. She plays aggressive from the start. She beats Sakkari, advances to the next round where she'll probably face Diana Shnaider. I'm going to take Diana to get past Belinda Bencic. That's going to set up a rematch of Canada where Diana said Coco hits too hard. Her power is amazing. That's going to be a challenge for Coco because now she's got someone that's younger than her, just as athletic and left-handed. Stay tuned. Diana over Bencic, Coco over Sakkari. Emma Navarro, great win. I told you guys she would pull it off. It was a very challenging match, but she got the job done against Swiatek. She got the revenge, and I think she's going to get the win over Donna Vekic. Donna Vekic has a lot of power on the backhand side, but when you start to make her move and work, she says it herself, Pam, as Elena Rybakina would say, Pam Sugar. Pam Shriver, look, she's working really, really hard with Donna Vekic, but it takes years to really change that. Vekic does own the head-to-head, but I think Emma Navarro is playing a little bit better tennis. I think she'll be able to win this matchup here. The win here, and Emma's hot, guys. Remember, she's coming off that title in Merida. She's beat Petra Martic, Samnez, Elena Venetian, Emiliano Rango, and Serrano Cristea. I do like the win over Elena Evanesian for Donna Vekic, but she's lost to Maya Joint. I don't really like that loss there, and I think Emma Navarro is going to win this match. Alycia Mertens and Madison Keys. Listen, Mertens has looked good. She's practicing really, really hard. Now, Keys being a slam champion, she's got a new set of press obligations and media requirements. Is that going to hinder her? I don't necessarily think so, guys, because Alycia Mertens struggles against the players with that heavy, heavy forehand, that powerful forehand that really takes away a lot of the things that she can go to when it comes to the short balls and her experience being an amazing doubles player. This head-to-head, they played 5 times. Madison owns the head-to-head 3-2. But the last time they played on hard, Mertens won that in 3 sets. I think, actually, she's won the last 2 on hard in 3 sets. I think he's just playing just a little bit better tennis overall. I think she's got the confidence back on American soil. She's 15-1 on the year, ladies and gentlemen. Madison Keys is on a roll. Now, she hasn't played. We know that she got kicked out of the ATX Open. Not because of a technicality. Only one top 10 player is allowed to play a 250 tournament. Jessica had previously enrolled as the top 10 player. Because Madison won the Australian Open, she was now inserted into the top 10, where she sits ranked number 5 in the world. So since she was not a top 10 player when she enrolled, she had to be removed from the lineup. I like the win over Potapova. Yes, Mertens is going to have a lot more variety, but I think Keys is going to have too much power to dictate the rallies, and Mertens are going to struggle. I like Keys to win that match. Leylah Rybakina and Bolter. I gave you a pick on this match already. I think Bolter's got a shot here to upset Rybakina. Very tall, a lot more aggressive from the baseline than what Rybakina is used to out of the taller players. I think Bolter and the Rybakina, they're going to put on a show in the first set. I like the first set over 8.5. Tauson and Mirandreva, I also gave you a pick on this one. I think Tauson's going to struggle again with the Mira. Tauson looks good. She looks slim. She's slimmed down. She looks happy, mentally at peace. But I think Mira's going to win this match. That's the pick there. Danny Mellons, Svitolina. I also gave you a pick on this matchup already. I like how Danielle has looked. I mean, she took out Baptiste. Great variety, right? It's always a struggle when you're taking on someone that's so good and skilled with their racket. But Svitolina is also very skilled. Svitolina's never defeated Danielle Collins, though. She's 0-2 against Danielle Collins. Svitolina, though, I like the win over Kruger. Tall, powerful serve, very strong, aggressive forehand. It's Collins, good win over Baptiste, but I think Svitolina finally gets the win over Collins. I'm going to go with Alina Svitolina on the upset alert here. Pegula and Wong. Wong is playing good tennis. Pegula has never defeated Wong. We're seeing a lot of these matchups with these veteran players playing younger players that they've never had success against. I think Pegula finally gets a win over Wong. Simple as that. Qinwen Zheng, Lulu Sun Fu. This is going to be a good matchup here. I think Lulu, a lot of people were wondering, what happened to Lulu at Wimbledon? Where's that Lulu? How come we're not seeing her? Well, listen, now there's a lot more game footage on her. Players are preparing for her. They're adjusting to her strengths. And that's what happens. Now, Kenwin's only 1 year younger than Lulu. Lulu, though, listen, guys, nearly 250 wins on her career. Solid player. Lulu owns the head over Kenwin. We saw the win last year at Wimbledon. Faster surface on grass. These courts are playing a little bit slower. I think that's going to give Kenwin a little bit more time to set up her forehand. I think overall, Lulu has more variety. I really do. She took out Yastremska, Linda Noskova. She can beat Kenwin, and we're going to take the first set over 8.5. Marta Kashuk, I like her over Carolyn Dolehide. I think she's going to bring Carolyn forward. That's going to create a lot of problems. I like Muhova, like I said previously, over Katerina. I think the variety is going to deter Katerina from camping out on that baseline, going too aggressive on the forehand. She's going to make her think a little bit too much, bring her forward. She's going to get frustrated. She's slamming the racket down. Iga Swiatek over Diana Yastremska as well. Tennis in a minute. Those are the picks, guys. I like the video. Show some